Hi guys, and welcome back to Cooking Your Ash Off Scrumptious Sunday episodes. I am so excited to be back. I'm going to start off with a simple recipe as a kind of welcome back. Pardon me if I get a little bit out of breath. It's not just me anymore in the kitchen. I've gotten a little big, as you can see, so just bear with me a little bit. So right now I'm going to show you how to make my 30-minute all-day spaghetti marinara red sauce, whatever you'd like to call it. I call it a 30-minute all-day sauce because this is a sauce you can make very easily, and it kind of tastes like you've been making it all day long. I do have a sauce that I make all day long, but this one is quick and simple, and you can make enough for small portions. You can freeze a little bit of it if you want to, if you have a little bit left over, but I just love this. So I'm going to start off with the ingredients that have got to be sauteed first. So I'm going to take just a little bit. What I've got is a yellow onion, and I'm going to use half of the yellow onion. And I like to I cut off the ends just because they don't do me any. I'm sorry about that, you guys. I had to switch cameras because the other one died, and I'm not quite sure where it cut off. So I had just diced my half of a yellow onion into that. So after I do that, what I do next is I come over to my pan, which I have right here. I turn it on medium to high heat, and then you want to get your olive oil warming up. Just about a teaspoon, a little bit more than a teaspoon of olive oil, because you got kind of a lot to cook in there. So maybe go with like a tablespoon of olive oil. I always just judge by what, you know, by my eyes. So go ahead and put your onion in your olive oil when it's hot. Like that. For my sauces, wooden spoons are my very favorite to use for the sauces. They're so good. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Get them all swished around in the oil. And then while those are heating up and starting to, you don't want to caramelize them. You don't want to, you just want to barely get them brown, because I love that sauteed flavor in the sauce. I'm going to get 2 cloves of garlic here. Kind of peel these up a little bit here. And I can hear those sizzling back there. And it's going to start smelling so good. And I love making this when Travis is at work and he comes home to smelling this sauce. He's just like, oh my gosh, it smells amazing. And he doesn't like onions and garlic and, you know, any of that really. He's very basic food palate. So, and he comes home and he smells this and he loves the way that it smells and tastes. It makes me feel so good. So I like to peel my garlic before I stick them in the garlic press. So I peel those really good. And then I've got my garlic press here, and I just, one at a time, and I have to take my knife and cut it off. If you have to do that, that's fine. There's one. Get it out of there. Nice dry rind there. And then the second one. And the garlic, obviously, it's tiny, it's wet, it doesn't take as long to saute as the onions. So you want to go ahead and check on these. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the garlic in. Now, those are, they're yellow to gold. So you go ahead and put the garlic in. And then when the garlic gets ready and the onions are just slightly brown, then you're going to add your tomatoes. So make sure you stir that really well. Those flavors, the smell, the aroma, ridiculous. Okay. So next I'm going to go ahead and cut my tomatoes. And I cut the ends off just with the butt. I cut those off. I cut the ends off of everything. You don't have to if you feel like it's a waste or, you know, not necessary. You don't have to, but I do. So, and then I just cut these you know, again, not real small. I like for the onions to, the tomatoes to be a little bit more meaty. So I just kind of quarter them up. You know, you can use your own judgment and discretion on how big you want your tomatoes. But these in the, you know, in with the onions and the garlic, it gives it such a nice kind of roasted flavor almost on the tomatoes. So when you get those all in there, check on your stuff. So now you're gonna throw in your tomatoes and let them kind of cook down, get soft, get a little brown. And it kind of makes a nice kind of sauce on its own from the moisture of the tomatoes and everything. Okay, so while that is getting ready, let me just clean up my space a little here. I mean, this is just minutes. It doesn't need, you know, tons of time. We'll let that cook down just a little bit more. And before I put in my water and my tomato paste and all that stuff, I like to put in my seasonings because it kind of makes a little bit of a concentrate, and it cooks everything. It gets the flavors kind of all fused together, and again, just kind of makes that concentrate. So what I've got is the bottom layer is my Italian seasoning. It's dried. You can use fresh if you'd like, but for this, for the, you know, kind of the quickness of it, and you know what my family uses it for, my quick sauce. If it's the all-day sauce, I'll use the fresh. So I just want to bring you over and kind of show you what it looks like. Got you a nice base, kind of like a paste down there. And it smells so good. Okay, I also like to use just a dash of Worcestershire sauce. Gives it some depth, kind of a little bit of heat. A little bit of olive oil, just to kind of mend everything, loosen everything up. A tiny, tiny bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. And everything kind of caramelizes on the bottom a little when you pour the Worcestershire sauce in. But that's alright. Okay, so now what you're going to do, I use an organic tomato paste to kind of help add to the base. So just spoon it right in. Right into there. Wow. And then, gonna add your water. So I start off with 2 cups. And then I stir it really, really well. And I want to, if your heat's a little low, I want to turn it up a little bit because you want to bring this to a boil pretty quickly. So I'm going to stir in the tomato paste really, really well. And then I'm probably going to add 1 more cup of water to this. See, at first you have the smell of the, you know, the aromatics, the garlic and the onions. Then you add the tomatoes and it makes it really fresh, but then you add the paste and it starts to smell so tomatoey and acidic and sweet. It's a very, very seasoned sauce, I might add. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1 more cup of water. So what you do, it is 30 minutes, so that's, okay, so I'd say total 40 minutes because of preparation. But once, you get this in, all the ingredients together, I would bring it to a boil for about 5 minutes. And then you're gonna turn it down and cover it for another 25 minutes on medium-low heat. So I'm gonna bring this to a boil and I'll show you what it looks like as it's boiling, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like whenever it is, whenever the 30 minutes is up. Just giving a check. Everything's good, good. Okay. It's been so long since I've done this. I'm so happy to be back. Okay. I have to squat because the other camera was so low. Well, they got to do that. So used to it. Oh. And these are... Now what you're gonna do is, hold on. How am I looking here? Not so good. Perfect. So I'm gonna burn my hair off. Okay. So now, oh goodness.